Hi guys, and welcome back to United Financially. I'm your host, Josie Navarro from United Way of Eastern LaSalle County.
And I'm your host, Crystal Geiger, the Financial Literacy Specialist at Financial Plus Credit Union.
And what are we talking about today, Crystal?
We are talking about all things holiday prep.
Yes.
So we're going to start with budgeting, going into tips and tricks, do's and don'ts. We're definitely going to cover mental health during the holiday season because we all know that that's important.
Mm-hmm. And then we're going to talk about ways that you can give back to the community in the holiday time. And then we'll wrap it up with how you can start preparing for Christmas 2025.
Yes, budgeting for a better year. So let's get with it.
Mm-hmm.
So we all know that it's the holiday time and we have to start prepping. And I think that setting a budget is huge for prepping for the holidays. I can say that this year I did not set a budget, but there's a lot of new things that happen for me. And what I've learned is next year I definitely need to set a budget.
Yeah, I'm feeling the same way. I never set a budget for anything. It's really something that I'm trying to work on. But what gets me in the door to starting to budget is just observing and like making a note of it. So and many times my Christmases are different, and like you said, yours is going to be different this year than it has been. So your list of gifts to buy is maybe a little bit longer this year, and sometimes your list is going to change.
Absolutely.
So I think this year, what I know that I'm going to do is I'm going to write down what I got for everyone, what I spent, and how I feel about it.
Yeah,
if I want to spend more or if I want to spend less, or what I can afford.
Yeah. So this year and in the past, what I've always done that helps me, so like a little trick maybe for you guys, is I have a Google Doc. I put the list of people that I would like to buy for. So this year my family's coming to visit me for the first time ever. So my list is a little bit bigger. I put all their names and then the gifts I'd like to give for them. And I know I need to stick to that list. So it helps me be less stressed because I'm not having to think about all the things that I need to get. And it also gives me an idea of what I'm going to spend because I know this item is going to cost this amount. So that helps me.
And I'm a frequent shopper, so oftentimes I'll have something like set aside for someone that I've bought like in January, just because if I see something that reminds me of someone, then I buy it, which helps me save money sometimes. I mean, not ultimately because I'm still buying it, but it doesn't,
around that time as well.
It lessens the load at the time because it's really easy to get overwhelmed and be like, well, I have all these people to buy for. I don't know what I'm going to get them, and I don't have money for it.
Right. I love that you said that.
Itemize it like a grocery list.
Yeah.
It's a little easier to manage.
So my mom would always, and I teach this in schools too, so like she would buy gifts throughout the year and then store them in her closet, and then something would randomly come up and be like, oh, we need a gift for so-and-so. And that would help her be able to budget her money because she's not buying all at once at the end of the year when it's already really expensive because we have to buy food and travel and all of that. So I love that you do that because I want to eventually do that this year. Unfortunately, it's all very last minute, very stressful for me.
Yeah.
The only good thing is that last year I must have been just as stressed. So I created a Christmas club. Financial Plus has Christmas clubs.
And tell me, what is a Christmas club account at Financial
Yes.
Plus, Crystal?
It's just a special account that you put in, save all year long. It rolls over November 1st, just in time to start really getting into that holiday spirit. And you just know that your money goes there. So every time my husband and I get paid, so much from our paycheck goes straight to this account. We learn to live without it.
Well, if it comes out automatically, you probably don't realize.
Exactly. That's exactly how we have it set up.
And a little bit goes a long way. This I know from, we recently did our coin challenge at United Way, and so it taught the students that, well, maybe they only have 4 quarters, but if everybody in the class has 4 quarters, they're in pretty good shape.
Yeah, right, it does. It all adds up.
It all adds up.
Yeah.
And so with the Christmas Club, though, you can't touch the money until Christmas comes around, right?
Correct. Yes.
See, that's my kind of account, because I will be like, well, this is some kind of emergency, quote unquote, in my mind. I need to buy this squishmallow.
Right, in our
but if
past
I can't
episodes.
touch it.
Right.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. It's like the robbing Peter to pay Paul. So, like, you are taking from your other accounts, your other envelopes. But with this club, you just aren't touching it. It's like locked in there.
Perfect. And can anyone open an account like that?
Yeah, as long as you have an account at the credit union, you can open up a Christmas club.
Nice.
Just another type of savings. With our Christmas club, it helps me because now I know I have X amount of dollars to get gifts for everybody. So that helps me stay within budget. This year is a little different because I'm hosting for the first time ever.
And it looks beautiful.
I had to
like
go.
You're ready.
Thank you. I had to go buy Christmas Christmas decor, which I never had to do. I know a lot of people do a little each year, and so that helps them. Yeah. This year was not a little because I was starting from scratch. Going forward,
it's expensive.
Ugh. The first week I was stressing hard. Like, I can't believe I just spent all this. But I now know, like, I am set. Like, I won't have to buy a bunch of stuff. Maybe if I find a cute little tree next year or something.
Yeah, you'll be able to use that money that you use to get decorations on somebody's gift next year.
Yes, absolutely.
So the Christmas Club at Financial Plus is kind of like their version of an envelope system.
Correct.
Right? And so I know that we talked about when Becky was on in our first episode, she talked about, I think it was her mom who did it the old-fashioned way with real envelopes, and she put her cash in there. So there's an app, and I'm sure there's plenty of them, but Good Budget is very user-friendly, and it's like an electronic version of the envelope system, and so you can make your own categories. So if you're planning to use the app for the holiday season, you can make a category for maybe like food and food prep, or traveling, or gifts, or decorations, right? And then you say, okay, I want to spend $50 on decorations, and then that's all you have for that. You spent your $50, that's all you got.
Yeah.
And then you wait until next year. So it's called Good Budget, and it's available on iPhone and Android. Okay, so we know that you have to start with a budget, and then we kind of talked about some ways that you could do that easily on your phone. Even everybody can do that. So let's talk about some do's and don'ts. Yes. What's a don't? What do we not want to do?
I would recommend around the holiday time, there's going to be a lot of traps out there. So the no interest credit cards while you're shopping, or the really low cards, or no payments till, the first year. Make sure you're looking at the fine print on those, because the interest rate could be a lot higher afterwards.
Yes, the credit cards, the deals that sound like good deals, they're just getting you in the door.
Yeah.
Because it might not be an interest rate for the first year, but after that first year, it's like 35%.
Right.
So it might seem like a good idea now, but don't do it.
Yeah, absolutely. If you are interested in credit cards, because they are a great tool to help you build credit, and then obviously get things that you may not have budgeted for. The credit union does have 2 low-rate credit cards. We have our Visa Classic, which is $11.95, and then we have our Visa Gold, which is $9.95. And the perks about that is it's all in-house.
Yeah, that is nice. The Financial Plus Visa card was the first one that I had when I was in college, and it's really great. And I think having a credit card is great, don't get me wrong. It's just when you're at the checkout counter and the fella's like, hey, do you want to open a credit card? This is the perks that we got going on. That's what you shouldn't do.
Absolutely. Do not let them talk you into it. Don't fall for that peer pressure. It is easy to do, especially at those retail stores. They're going to want you to try to sign up. And you're like, oh man, this doesn't have to come out of my account right now. Yes, sign me up. But as we all know about credit cards, you do have to pay them off eventually. I will say that one tip and trick that I have been doing for a few years is creating a list of everybody I would like to buy for.
Okay. which is nice to keep your thoughts organized too. That's what I need in my life. So as soon as Christmas rolls around, I make a list and I say, I know I want to buy for this person. I know I want to buy for this person. And then I even do like some ideas.
Yes. It really helps with the stress. I think that the holiday times can be very stressful. Not only the money we're going to spend, but the expectations that we set for ourselves and then the pressure from our families. So
I think having a list and making a budget is a way to kind of like put yourself in autopilot, and so you know you have those things accounted for. You know what's going to happen. You know what money you're going to spend. So then you can enjoy Christmas with your family. That's what it's about.
It really is. If you do find yourself really stressed about budgeting and not knowing where to start because you're still trying to figure out last year and the expenses that you had, there are a lot of resources out there. I will say that we did partner recently with GreenPath. It is a company that will help you budget and do debt management programs. So if you have dug yourself in a hole and you need help now and you know that this year you're gonna just get even deeper in that hole, please reach out to GreenPath, and if you contact Financial Plus, we can give you all the information to help you get out of the debt that you've already created and that you're currently creating.
Yeah, and they have a lot of free services, I believe.
Absolutely.
Free online services. So I definitely take advantage of that if you can. If you're ready to get your finances in check.
Absolutely. And one last thing I definitely want to give a little tip on is traveling. So a lot of us need to travel, or we have family that need to travel. If you're feeling the pressure and the expense, maybe note that in your document that you've created to start booking your travel plans in advance, like off-peak seasons.
Because they're going to gouge those prices.
They absolutely are. My grandma is flying from northern Idaho, and we had set this family Christmas trip up months, and I'm talking like at least 6 months ago. So I booked in a low travel time for her plane ticket. So, you know, come the week of Christmas when she's here, I'm not paying double for her travel expenses.
That was smart.
Yeah.
That was smart to plan ahead on that.
Gotta be thinking of Graham. So it is the holiday season, and we've already talked about creating a budget, setting it. And as you're doing this, because you really like what you hear and you feel like it's going to help you, but you're noticing that you're becoming very overwhelmed, the holiday season is just naturally very, very overwhelming. And the most important part of any season is your health, your mental health. You need to make sure that you're taking care of yourself and not worrying about what others think and are feeling.
Yeah, I agree. I think it starts with a conversation. If you're looking at your budget and you don't know how you're going to pull it off, then I think it's time to have a conversation with who you're having your Christmas with, your holidays with. You know, it doesn't have to be like spilling the beans, you know, telling them your financial situation, but just maybe, hey, can we do a gift exchange instead? Or, hey, let's, instead of everyone buying each other a gift, why don't we buy one gift and donate it? Or, you know, something more, I want to spend time with you, you know, because that's going to last a lifetime and that's going to be priceless.
Well, having those conversations is what we're all about. So United Financially is wanting to make these financial conversations easier to have with people. So we're all struggling right now, and having those tough conversations with your family, letting them know, like, I can't buy for everybody. This is where I'm at. It's stressing me out. You may be surprised. They could be very supportive and be like, hey, I understand you're just starting, or you're very young, or it's a really hard time in general right now. So don't feel that you have to buy for everybody. Yeah.
Set the expectation low for yourself. You know, do it yourself. Say, listen, I can't pull it off this year. Maybe next year. I'm really hoping next year I can do it. But this year I just can't.
Yeah.
And if somebody gets mad at you for not being able to buy them a gift, we know what to do with
Yeah.
those people.
You know where they stand. They're definitely on that naughty list.
No, but really, I mean, I think a lot of times it's not, because how many people do you know that would be mad if they did not get a gift? Not very many people in my life.
No.
It's the expectation that you have of yourself,
Right.
that I need to be Santa and buy for everyone.
Right. Absolutely.
But it's more important to be mentally well, and because you're not going to be able to enjoy those moments and be the person that you want to be around your family or your loved ones. I keep saying family, but it doesn't have to be family. You know, if your family's mad, you're not getting you a gift.
Well, friends, family, it's all the same. You know, they really don't have to be.
Yeah, and you don't have to tell them why. You know, it's just what you have to do.
Yeah. So talking to yourself, having that conversation, setting those boundaries, and then having those tough conversations with your family is one step to help with your mental health. Just knowing that you don't have to do it on your own, and that there are people in the same boat or have been in the same boat. I'm sure that they're gonna give you some great insight on how to handle these situations.
Mm-hmm.
But with that, there's also many resources in the area. So if you don't have family or friends, there are resources in our community, because we know our community is amazing and we all care about each other, that you can go to.
Yes, I know there's a lot of options. I'm sure you see them when you're doing your own holiday shopping. The Youth Service Bureau in Ottawa, I think they're on everyone's like number one. That's kind of like what you hear when you hear of these kinds of things, but they have a program where you can choose a child to buy for, and they have their little list and their sizes, and it's so fun, especially for me. My mom does it every year, and it's so fun to be able to buy like toys. Like I don't have anyone to buy toys for, really, so it's really a heartwarming experience to know that somebody's parents were in the right mind enough to say, I can't pull it off this year, and care enough to reach out to their resources. So if you're interested in buying a gift or gifts for a family or children, the Youth Service Bureau in Ottawa
is a way to give back.
Is a great way to give back. And of course,
so just know that if you can't provide, that there are resources out there like Youth Service Bureau that can help you give your family, your children a great Christmas. But also we like to touch on giving back ourselves. So we have the Youth Service Bureau that you can give gifts for children. I know the credit union does Star Kids. Each department has multiple children that we buy gifts for.
Oh yes, this is what my mom does. That's what I was trying to explain.
Yeah. And then we wrap them all up. They go to their designated areas. But not only that program, there's...
Is it Toys for Tots?
Yep, there's Toys for Tots. I know Red Stocking is a new one.
Oh, yeah.
Another way you can give back if you don't want to purchase gifts, or you don't have the money, because again, we're all trying to budget right now and we may not have the money, but volunteering. So Community Food Basket, great resource in the area. Yes. I have done some volunteering there, and probably the best feeling I ever had was volunteering for that organization. So that's another way. I know my brother and his family, on Thanksgiving, they'll volunteer at a food pantry and help give out food.
Yeah, that's a great idea. So Christmas time, I mean, you're gonna have a bunch of people over. I'm sure you're gonna have a bunch of food in this kitchen come next week. If you have some leftovers, canned goods, you know, if you're going out and buying your holiday food to make, buy an extra one. There's someone out there that also needs to get these ingredients to make their holiday feast, and we want to make sure that everybody has that opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. And then also the Pad Shelter. So I know that they are a very good organization locally that you can volunteer or see if they need supplies as well. So if you are doing financially well, you set those budgets, you're doing good, but you want to give back to people because you know that there are people that are struggling. There are resources in Ottawa, and everybody is in need at some point in time. Okay, so we are going to wrap up the 2024 year. We want to make sure that you guys have done great and you've learned about budgeting. We also need to remember to prep for 25, so start our budgeting if we already haven't. And just be conscious of that.
Yeah, and if this is your first year doing a budget, roll that puppy over, see what you want to do differently. And I think it's important to like immediately kind of evaluate your spending, what you want to do again, what you don't want to do again, where you want to spend. And
what I find is note taking is like key for me. So like we touched on earlier, you created the list of people you want to give to, the items you want to give, and then you kind of have a financial amount for them. Take that into 25 and put maybe some notes like this worked for me, this didn't work for me, or I was really stressed when I thought about this, or I felt really good when I did this.
And then you can kind of start saving a little earlier if you have something on your list that you know you want to be able to save up for.
Yeah. Again, that Christmas club, that's helped me tremendously. Throughout the year, there's always expenses unplanned. So knowing that I had this club that I couldn't touch, I mean, I look like I'm rolling in some money for these gifts. Granted, it's going to go really fast because there's a lot of people, but you know, I prepped. So going into 25, I'm going to absolutely do the same thing. And then again, I'm going to touch on debt, because we all go into debt, whether we've already done it or we're going into it now.
A lot or a little.
Yep. And we don't know how to get ourselves out. I'll just, again, Green Path Financial, the company we partnered with, you can always reach out to them. They are there for you. The credit union has brought this company because we know everybody is struggling and they're in debt, and we don't know how to get ourselves out of it. So you can reach out to them and they can help you set up a debt management program. So these are all ways you can prep for 2025. We want it to be a better year for budgeting.
A better year for budgeting.
My little Miss Rosie here is all excited about this topic.
Rosie. Oh yes. Oh yeah.
So thank you for joining us on United Financially. As we wrap up this year, we wish you a joyful holiday season and a prosperous new year.
Yes, we are so thankful to be able to have this podcast, have our viewers, and be able to talk to you and have this relationship with you guys.
Yeah, we definitely want to make talking about finances more candid and comfortable.
Yes, we want you to be happy and healthy and saving and budgeting and buying gifts for everyone next year.
Absolutely. So we look forward to seeing you guys back in 2025. Miss Josie and I are taking a holiday break.
Yes. Go enjoy your family, enjoy the holidays, and we'll be back to kickstart the new year.
Yep. We will not be posting a December podcast episode, so please don't worry, nothing has happened. We will see you guys back in January, where we are going to just bring you guys more tips and tricks to help, hopefully, help you have a healthier year financially.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.